Hello everybody, welcome to Tokyo. This is Shimbashi. You can see the Shinkansen cruising by right now. And in this episode, how you doing? I'm going to be introducing to you a topic that's sort of trending right now. But it's not a surprise because over the course of the last 2 years since the pandemic started, and especially the start of 2022, the Japanese yen has been plummeting. This is 1,000 yen, which we often say is roughly $10, but actually the value of this is a lot less now. Typically, when I do my shows, people will ask me, why don't you put the dollar costs for everything in Japan? One of the reasons why is I've been here for 23 years and I know how widely the dollar and the yen can swing historically. So we usually say $1 is 100 yen, but right now $1 is 127.5 yen, which is crazy because we haven't seen this kind of total in a long time. And historically, when I first came here in 1998, it was 147 to the dollar. And in 1985, it was 200 yen to the dollar. Japan had a lot of money back then, the boom years. So in this episode, I'm going to take you around and look at some of the prices around here and see how much it would be if you were to come to Japan now compared to the start of the pandemic. Let's look at this ramen here. So the max ramen is 1,020 yen, or about one banknote right there. That's a normal sized one, and 1,130 yen. So we'd say it was about $11, but let's take a look right now on this calculator. So we have 1,030 yen, there we go, times the exchange rate, which is 127.5. Sorry. 130 divided by 127.5. So it'd be $8.90 about for this ramen. So it's gotten a lot cheaper. A lot cheaper. So I would say that this big size ramen is $8.90. But if it was a video and people are asking me how much do things cost, I would say $11 because I would use the 100 yen equals $1. But it's completely different now. That means Japan is a bargain. All right, let's go around. Hey, there's one of those pigeons. That's the same pigeon. Last time I was here, he was going in and out of the shop. There's a couple of other stores all around Shimbashi. One of the reasons why I came here is because there are loads of shops here. Now, before I continue to look at some of the prices, we have Yoshinoya next, which is, I guess you could say, the McDonald's of Japan, meaning like when you look at the cost of a Big Mac, you would, in Japan, look at the cost of a bowl of gyudon. And we'll see how inflation has been. Let me come into the corner here. So, I want to show you and illustrate this before we get started. Historically, I made a chart here. When I came in 1998, which was, I guess, at the height of the Asian financial crisis, that's what they were calling it at the time, it was 147 yen equals $1 US. Right? 1985, it was 200, just to put that in perspective here. In 2002, it went down quite a bit and then back up. 2002, it hit a peak of 134.77. In 2011, with the worldwide financial crisis, the yen just tanked and went down to 75 yen equals $1. Japanese the yen was very valuable back then because during a financial hard times, the world usually invests in Japan because it's a risk-adverse country. They don't take many risks. Now, at the start of the pandemic, it was 2020. The low point was in the beginning of 2020. I guess when the pandemic was starting to really hit hard, was coming about in the news. The dollar was at its strongest point, 102.37. And now you can see over the course of the year, look at that spike. That's crazy, right? This is why it's so hard to say the cost for things in dollars. It just doesn't add up. It swings from 147 to 75. So I want you to keep this in mind when I ever give prices in dollars. This is 2021 and 2022 together. the yen has gained 25% of value, roughly. And some analysts are saying that it's going to be going up to 135. There's a good chance. Nobody really knows for sure, but the trend sure looks that way. And 2022, we've seen even massive growth. Does this render the yen useless, worthless? Sort of. But if tourism was going on, wouldn't this be a great time to visit? Just think of the possibilities. Everything is just so much cheaper. So we started at the start of the not the start of the pandemic, but in 2021, the low point was 102.72 here. And I guess it was around March of this year, it just kept going up. My jaw just kept dropping. And now we're close. The peak so far this year is 129.33. And if we break 130, man, that's just a psychological milestone. There goes the Shinkansen again. Every 5-10 minutes, you'll see one going by. But does that mean that there's inflation here in Japan? What's going on? What's driving this? I don't know. I keep on putting my mask on. I don't know. It's very polite to wear a mask when you're in a crowded space around other people here in Japan. So what is driving this right now? Because of the war in Ukraine, a lot of analysts are saying that the US dollar is a much safer bet, especially since the US Treasury is now increasing bond yields. The interest rate is going up. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to invest in Japan at all. Think about it. The yield for the interest rate that you get on things when you invest in Japan, and this is all an investment thing, is 0.25%. That's what your interest rate is when you invest in Japanese yen. You don't get much back, but it's very safe. You're not going to lose money in Japan. I guess when you have an interest rate that low, it's pretty... I don't know why anybody would invest in the Japanese yen, to be honest with you, but or save money here. So Japanese often will invest abroad in treasury bonds because of the high yield, which has been going up now. I think it's what, 2.75 now, 2.75. When you consider the Japanese yield is 0.25, US is now 2.75 or something like that, and it might even go up even higher. It just makes a lot of sense to invest in USD. Right now, Japan's policy, they're not intervening right now. They're just using words to try to get the markets to self-correct, but that's not working. So we might see some I don't know, Japan stepping in, the Bank of Japan stepping in, but we're not seeing that right now. So the yen could possibly continue to go up even higher. God, that thing's just so beautiful. A ticket to, let's play this out, okay? So a ticket to Nagoya would cost you about, let's just say 10,000 yen, just round it down. 10,000 yen. So at 102 to the dollar, that would be $102 to go to Nagoya. Sorry. So I need the calculator to do this. Math is so hard. So at this cost, it's so much cheaper. Just imagine if it was $100. So it'd be $100 to get to Nagoya, let's say, with the 100 yen equals $1. Now let's go at the exchange rate here. Let's say it's 11,000 yen. That's not good. 11,000 yen to get to Nagoya. Math is hard. Divide that by 127.5, which is the rate right now, and we get $86. So it's about $15 to $16 cheaper to take the Shinkansen for non-Japanese. That's crazy. That's a significant discount. I only have... I'm not good with these decimal points. That's why I got the calendar, the calculator in my pocket here. Actually, I have an app on my phone that does this, but my son was playing around with the passcode. It's now locked for, I think it says try again in an hour. So let's see how long this live stream goes. All right, let's go to another restaurant and just see how much cheaper Japan is, as the yen is completely worthless. Here's a note on the vending machines while we're here. When I came to Japan in 1998, the cost of a drink, a can of drink, let's see if we can find a typical can here. Oh yeah, it was 100 yen. It's hard to see right now. It says 130. It went from 100 yen to 110 yen while I was here, and then very quickly to 120. I think I was here when it was 100 yen. But I know that it went up to 120, and the price of a can of Coke stayed at 120 for a very long time. It just recently rose up to 130. It could be inflation. Yeah. But now we're seeing that across the board with all the drinks. A bottle of water, it used to be 100, it's 110, which is still pretty reasonable. These PET bottles, 500-liter PET bottles, used to be 150 yen. Now it's 160 yen. So everything's gone up about 10 yen. So there is some inflation going on here. It's not at the same level as the United States. Let's go take a look at the prices at Starbucks. That might be pretty telling. Oh, I forgot. We have to go look at the Yoshinoya bowl of gyudon. So, my gut is saying that tourism will resume this summer. It just seems to make a lot of sense. I've been wrong a lot. But it just seems to be pointing that way because there's already been a silent reopening. Oh, they don't actually have the prices out. They don't actually have the prices out. It's hard to see here. It's not, it says 598 yen for a bowl here. Oh, that's strange. There's no vending machine outside. It's usually a bowl of gyudon's like 280 yen for a small bowl of gyudon, which is, I would say, like $2.50. But now it's like $1.95. It's crazy. All right, let's cross the street. Let's go see what the cost of a Starbucks coffee is. What I think it's going to be, and what it actually is based on the exchange rate. The thing is, though, the cost in Japan, the yen is the yen. So if you're making yen, unless you travel outside of Japan, you really don't know the difference. Here. So this is 380. All right, so a tall coffee at Starbucks is 380 yen. Just a tall drip coffee. So I would say that's about 350. So I'd say it's about $3.50 in my mind if I were to do it as a show, trying to do the conversion. So it's actually $2.98. That's crazy. That's so much cheaper than I thought it was going to be. All right, let's go underneath here to the other side of Shimbashi, cut through Shinjuku, Japan Rail Station here. Hey, Bob Joe's in the house. How you doing? I don't think that this has much to do with the long-term effect of COVID or tourism here or any of that. It just has to do with the market in the US and the war, and a lot of it is psychological. When it comes to exchange rates, so much of it is psychological, just on trading. That's why when financial crashes hit, there was this trend where when things when there's a risk and the world has gone to crap, the Japanese yen gets stronger because the Japanese are the most conservative, and they're the ones that are probably going to make the most conservative monetary policy, but sometimes it comes back to hurt them, like it does right now. Wow, the Shinbashi is so loud. All right, let's take a look at some of the prices at Matsumoto Kyoshi right outside. As you can see, they still got massive discounts going on. So that bottle of green tea is 75 yen. 75 yen. So if we take the calculator and we multiply that by 127.5, it's 58 cents for a pet bottle of green tea is 58 cents. Wow. I would say that'd be like 70 cents or 75 cents. It's 58 cents. Let's take a quick look here. Right, Toro Poco writes in here, unreal, 75 cents Canadian. Yeah, the Canadian costs are going to be a little bit different. I'm going by US dollar. All right, now the real litmus test. Mickey D's. So we're going to cut across here. Hey, Zam's in the house. Here's 1,000 yen from Australia. That's right. So the exchange rate is that's a really good one. It's 1,000 yen, or 100 yen equals 112 Australian dollars. That's pretty funny. Yeah, feel free to give the equivalent of 1,000 yen in your currency. Rainier loves Japan. Got your Amiyoko postcard just now. Arigato. Hey! Thanks for that. You know what? This is what Rainer's talking about. Thanks for bringing that up, buddy. I've got a bunch of these left here, and it's a pretty original stamp with the Edo period, making modern Japan look like the Edo period. I'll put that stamp on there and send it out today if you join to the postcard club on Patreon right now. Got a new design going in, and I think I'm going to do a commemorative 5 years of postcard club in June or July. That's when I started 2017. All right, let's look very quickly at the prices of a McDonald's burger here. All right, it's hard to see the Big Mac set. All right, it's 490 yen. All right, so this samurai burger is 490 yen. So let me come out to the corner here. 490 yen. This is sort of fun. Times the exchange rate here. Wow. Does anybody know? I think I did it wrong. Let's see here. 490. Yeah, and that's how much I guess a Big Mac's roughly the same. $3.84. You guys are faster than me. I gotta check it. Divided by 127.5. $3.84. That's so cheap for a burger at McDonald's in Japan. Usually Japan is more expensive than the US, and here I think it's roughly the same price or even cheaper right now. That's crazy. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me go into the pit of people here. So right now they have this Ultraman burger, and I'm thinking that maybe I'm gonna come here with Peter this weekend and try it. Do you see this right here? They have these two burgers that are Ultraman burgers. I don't know why. There's only one way to find out. Is it the lump in the bread? I don't know. So maybe Peter, I think, voiced Ultraman a couple of times. So we got to get him we totally got to get him on the show eating the Ultraman burger in Ultraman's English voice. Hey, personality of a brick wall. So it seems like 1,000 yen is 10.8 Singapore dollars. All right, let's keep on walking around. Maybe we'll find one or two other points to gauge what it would cost you. So that means a hotel room is going to be cheaper. Everything's going to be cheaper. I think if you buy the things in dollars, Japan's going to love it. But if you buy things in yen and convert that to dollars, then you're going to get a really good deal. So always check out the exchange rate. Again, when I came to Japan, it was 147. In 2011, it was down to 77 yen a dollar. And now it's almost double that. Many analysts are saying that we could go to 135. Other analysts are saying the opposite. So nobody knows for sure. Whoa, look at that car. You guys seeing this? Hello. What? What kind of car is that? Does anybody know? Is that the Bat car? Look at the grill on it. Look at the front of it. That's a Phantom. I've never seen anything like it. Is it like a kit car? What? Prowler, Chrysler Cruiser, ugly, Bentley. Nobody knows. There's no symbol to branding on the front. Chrysler Prowler. It's an interesting car. All right, here is a chicken place. Tell because they got a chicken on the logo here. Karage, which is deep fried breaded chicken. I love it. All right, so a karage teishoku. They say karayama. I guess like a karage mountain. Looks really good. That costs just for this is 650 yen for the normal size. So I would say that was like $6. Like this, everything just changed because the exchange rate is so ridiculous. So 650 yen divided by 127.5 it's $5 for that set meal. That's so cheap. That's so cheap. And when the exchange rate was 77, let's just give it at the worst. So 650 divided by 77. At its worst in 2011, this would have been $8.45. So it's from $5 to $8.45. That's how much it has swung in the last 10 years. Crazy, right? So I guess you're getting an idea of how much cheaper it is. Of course, this is one meal over the course of a 1-week trip. You're probably going to save 25% on what you normally would have paid if you were to come to Japan right now, compared to right before the pandemic, which is mind-boggling. Japan's 25% off. How is that possible? And will it stay? Will it stay like this? The people have been asking me, like, when's Japan going to be opening up? And I'll be doing another travel update really soon. There's other YouTubers that are doing it now and discussing this. We get the news that we're hearing, and my gut, ever-expanding gut, is saying that I guess you're going to see some kind of tourism in the summer. But why not jump? Whoa. Black keema curry. What? You see all sorts of weird food here. That's a new place. I don't want to film anybody. I've been seeing this really strong trend of vegan cuisine popping up everywhere. This is kind of a good thing, maybe. But we're seeing more and more healthy fare all over the place. That's a good thing. Whoa. These are all new shops. Hey, Torpoca, thank you. I've been getting stuff at the food truck. They have like these really amazing food trucks. I pick up something for Kanai, so I'll get something for the way back. And David Kimura's in the house. Exactly, I will absolutely do that. Right, let's see if we can find a couple other. All right, so this one is saying here, this shop is called the Egg Bomb. Men's omrice. So otoko no omrice. Dansei. It's one omrice is 720 yen. So I would say that's about like 650. And they have it as takeout. And you can get it omori size. Omori is a larger portion. If you ever can get omori for free, you might as well just get it. Unless you can't eat it, because mottainai is a real thing here. You don't want to waste anything. So how much is this 720 yen omrice currently? Hold on a second. I gotta type this in here. 720 divided by 127.5. $5.65. What? That's so cheap. Man, I wish I had dollars. I make yen because I live in Japan. American junk food is that a Lambo? American junk food in Japan, like fast food here, is really, many people say is better. How much is that in Japanese yen? Everybody says that McDonald's Japan in Japan is better than McDonald's in America, even though it's an American chain. You know what I'm saying? Just, I don't know. I think the burgers might be smaller here, but maybe they're better. I don't know. I thought they used American beef. All right, Matsuya is a gyudon restaurant, a competitor to Yoshinoya. I actually prefer Matsuya to Yoshinoya. So let's take a look and see how much a gyudon is, just the average gyudon. Okay, 380 yen for just a small bowl of gyudon, but the set is 560. So I guess at this point you can do the math because I'm calculator. Not good with the calculator. 560. $560 divided by, this would be $4.40. What? For gyudon set, you could have your lunch for $4.40 in Japan and be full with a soup and a salad. That's crazy. Now I want to see this total. That's what it is right now. If it gets to 135 to the dollar, let's see how much cheaper it could be if what the analysts are saying is correct. So we have here, how much was it? 650 yen, right? Hold on a second. Just double check. 560 yen, yeah. So we have 560 yen divided by the exchange rate, 135. It'd be $4.15. That is such a steal. Wow. Japan this year, according to the news, is the worst performing currency even compared to the ruble, which is mind-blowing. That wouldn't be such a big deal because I'm sure it's going to bounce back. But the big deal is that it's a major currency. That's what makes it so scary. And for all these people that you see are walking around me, they're making yen too. So for us to travel abroad, it's going to cost us 25% more. Basically, we're just going to have to go with what we have on our backs. More budget accommodations. And with inflation being very rampant in the US right now, it's going to be really pricey to go back to the States. So I'm going to wrap around here, take a right, and then see if we can find a couple more shops. If you want me to do a live stream tomorrow, click that like button. Encourage me. One beer also went up in price too, just past a bunch of kegs. Going out, typically I spend about, and this hasn't changed since I came here in 1998. I spend about between 2,000 and 2,500 yen every time I go out to an izakaya. Everybody splits the check, and it comes out. Thankfully, there's always 4 or 5 girls in the group that won't drink or eat anything, so the prices goes down. And I don't think it's fair that they pay the same price actually, but typically, if just 25 people go out to a party, we take the cost and we divide it by 25, and no matter how much you ate or drank, you still pay the same, which can work out for some people. I don't think I would invite a lot of my U.S. friends to these kinds of things, but maybe I would. Hey, Pigeon, get out of the street. It's a close call. Why is he walking into the car the other way? Let's cross the street here. There's some really good chicken restaurants in the corner here. This is the seafood chain. I think it's open 24 hours. All right, they got a menu outside so we can take a quick look-see. What's it gonna cost now? Wow. Wow, look at that. Unadon. Wow. Prices are pretty reasonable. I don't see anything that's different from 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So if people are asking me about inflation, it's very, very marginal in Japan compared to the rest of the world. I don't know how they do it, but I'm getting the feeling that prices are going to be raised this year. Look, a price for a Nama beer here, I guess it's a happy time price. It's between 11 and 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. If you're drinking a beer at 11 a.m., you really are having a happy time. That's like, I would say that's like $2.50. How much is that really with the exchange rate? Like, I should be able to do this in my head by now, but I can't. It's $2.27 for one beer at a restaurant. That's pretty good. Shockingly, Blay had it pretty close there. All right, walking down the street here. Seems like everything is on sale for you. Doesn't matter. My gosh. Karaoke's on sale. Does anybody remember the exchange rate from their last trip? How much was it to the US dollar? I mean, am I the only one that's just shocked here? Let me know in the comments what you think. Shimbashi's an awesome place. There's just so many alleys and places to explore here. A lot of Izakaya, Japanese restaurants, pubs with really good food. The menus are usually humongous. Hundreds of items, it feels like. You can get almost anything at a Japanese Izakaya. Especially the chain ones. Most of it's probably frozen where they just nuke it. I'm not sure. But it tastes good. Wow, Team Martin had 119 to the dollar back then. And you got right in the year, too. Francis was 97 yen to the US dollar. Desti was 113. So everybody was traveling at different times. Tortora Poco writes in here 111 to 100 yen Canadian 2017. Guess we can go down this alley here. Transwave 50 writes in here, it was 1 USD was 250 yen in 1975. I saw the historical numbers. It's hard. That's really, I don't know. You see these nice tables next to loads of trash. Hopefully that's not there when dinner time starts. It smells kind of funky, but I would eat there. Looks like a fun place. 100 yen to 1 US dollar in 2010. That's about, I guess, a pretty safe thing to say when people ask me the prices. 100 yen equals 1 US dollar, but it's not really the case if it's 130 yen to the 1 US dollar. You can't really say it's the same thing. Now, Sushi Zanmai hasn't changed its prices much at all, which is pretty great. In fact, sometimes the prices have gotten cheaper to encourage people to come out. They've slashed the prices. I don't know how they do it. It's based on volume. Sushi Zanmai is a mid-range sushi place. This is not kaiten 100 yen sushi that you'd see conveyor belt sushi. This is made by a sushi chef that's been trained at their training shop, and it's pretty good sushi. 100. That's an awesome maguro plate. That's the one I had with Mike Chen way back. I think this exact one. And this one, the aburi toro, is the best. It's blowtorched otoro. So the fats just cook so nicely, and they explode when you take a bite of that. The 1,280 yen, that's like $10 now. That's crazy. Will this exchange rate hold for the summer when tourism potentially starts up again? I'm gonna say that I still think it's going to be between 120 to 130 yen for the dollar. They say that the war is going to continue on for much longer. That the dollars, the U.S. bond yield rate will probably go up, which is another reason why more people will be investing in the U.S. dollar and not the Japanese yen, unless the Bank of Japan intervenes. Then we could see some leveling off, but I don't see it going. I still see Japan as being a bargain. So will people come back to Japan? Will people come back to Japan? Oh, we've forgotten about Japan because of the entry ban. I think they will. When it's this cheap, I think they will. You could go out and have a luxury dinner that would cost $400. It's now $300. Think about that. And the chef will be happy because he's getting, a customer. He doesn't see it in terms of dollars and yen, unless he's buying things from abroad. Hey Ando, 1135's in the house. How diabetic friendly is Japan, if at all? I don't know. We don't have the same sort of diabetic problem. People don't eat such sweet things. But there's many reasons why people can get diabetes. I haven't really seen. I don't know what diabetic friendly means. Not being diabetic myself, so it's hard for me to say. But I'll put it this way. I mean, it's Japan. I don't know. It's sushi. You go in. I'm not sure what anybody thinks about it. That's something that you have to think about. If you have an allergy, or if you have any kind of eating, eating necessities, like for a vegan diet, it's something that's going to be hard because Japanese, there's not a lot of differences between the diets from person to person. All right, it's annoying because there's like a one-size-fits-all problem in Japan, because Japan is Japan. The United States is one of the most diverse, incredible countries where there's tall people, short people, there's rich, there's poor, there's old, there's young. There's that here too. Actually, there's more old than there's young. But in Japan, I want to put this in perspective here. If you're buying a pair of socks, the socks, everybody seems to have the same size foot, which is between 25 and 27 centimeters, which is like between a size 7.5 and a 9.5 in the US. And I'm a 10.5, and it's just small enough that it's annoying that I always rip the socks. But they don't have larger sizes quite often because 95% of the people fit in this group. And the other 5%, well, you just gotta have to make do. With diets in Japan, it's the same way. 95% of the people eat the same diet. But I'm just seeing, even when I'm walking around here now, there's more vegan, there's more vegetarian options than there were just 2 years ago. I think things are changing. Even the young people in Japan, you can see how much toilet paper costs for a 12-pack. That's about $450. I would say it's $4, probably $3.75 now. The taxis, by the way, if you ever want to get a taxi, you have Uber, but you also have this Go app now. You can get taxis, which is a competitor to Uber. They're working hard to compete. I think if it's 2-ply, and 1-ply and 2-ply, it doesn't matter with the price. You just get less meterage. You know what I mean? If you get 2-ply, it's the same price, but you just get less meterage. I don't know what, I might have just made up that word. Yeah, if you're thinking of buying a house in Japan, do it now. If you're paying in US dollars, it's crazy. Unless the housing prices in Japan just completely bottom out, then it might be worth waiting. There's a go-go curry right here. Oh yeah, I love the Roskatsu curry. The small size is 750 yen, which I would say 700 yen. In reality, probably about 670 yen. So prices are 25% cheaper than they were 2 years ago. This is the major curry. I've never eaten this. This is too big. They even have a champion curry, which is I think it's like 2 kilograms of rice. I don't think it's on the menu here. The major curry is the highest that it'll go up. Yeah, major curry, 1,500 yen for that one. Wow. Look how pretty those hot dogs are on there. Very nice. It's Kanazawa-based curry. It's good stuff. This building is quite unique. I wanted to get more background on the story of it. And next I'm going over to the Nakagin Capsule Tower once again, just to see how they're doing. But this is the Shizuoka newspaper, the Shizuoka Shimbun building, which is just a pole, and they just added what looks like capsules around it. A lot of people miss this building, but architecturally, it's pretty unique, I think. Check it out. And this, of course, has a story behind it as well. Probably built in the 1980s go-go era when people were crazy with the money. There's a pond with yellow water in it in the front. I'm serious. I think in a live stream about a year ago, I was there walking around. And then, as contrast, on the other side of Shimbashi Station, you have Shiodome, which is the new skyscrapers built in 2001. Hey, Angel Forever 59, thank you. Putting that towards a food truck. Buying Kanai something on the way home. There's a lot of sales. So, like, I don't know. Everyone's talking about inflation, but maybe they raise the price and they give you sales. I don't know, but everywhere has a really good discount. And then you have the point cards on top of it, where you can get, points back. So you could use your American Express card, get points on that, and then use your point card to get points on that. Japan had deflation for a very long time, but now it's, I guess I'm starting to see prices start to rise just a little bit. But again, if we look at the price of, there's a PCR test shop, 15 minutes. Just walk in. It's probably not the best place to be standing because then everybody walking in there probably thinks that they got something. So I'm just gonna get my bike and go. 20% off of a lot of the things in that shop. Off of Q-tips. I don't know, anything. So yeah, if you're thinking about coming to Japan, I would do it this year if you can. I got my fingers crossed. I think that Brad Pitt movie called Bullet Train, which was a very good book. I actually just received it. I'm reading it right now in paperback in my free time, which is almost none. I make some time to read. That movie's coming out in a Hollywood movie in the beginning of July, summer blockbuster, where Brad Pitt is doing kung fu, like whatever he's doing on a Shinkansen train. That Shinkansen train leaving from Tokyo Station. But everyone who saw the trailer knows that it's not a real Shinkansen. And I think they couldn't use the name Shinkansen because of copyright with Japan Rail or something. So they used Bullet Train. It's also kind of crazy. But that book's coming out in July, and maybe they couple that with the tourism opening again. I would. Japan is not open yet, Thomas. But it is. There's a quiet opening. That means my family can now come to Japan. Anyone who is here as a resident of Japan can get an exemption clause and get their family to come out here if they're related in a first level relationship, I guess, first tier relationship. So I'm starting to see more and more Westerners in Japan that are coming here to visit on business. I met a couple of business people. I guess it's business. I don't know. But if you have a company that can sponsor your visa, they'll let you into Japan now, where you couldn't at all. To the U.S., apparently there's no more quarantine. A buddy of mine went to Guam for business. He came back on last Friday, no quarantine. He left Narita. He took a PCR test on arrival, negative. out of there. No more quarantines that they're doing. So that's interesting news. So the United States, there's no more quarantining. These are already steps opening to the reopening of Japan, the full reopening. I guess if you were Japan, I could understand why they wouldn't reopen, because if I pan around, everybody's, except for me, everybody's wearing a mask. Everybody. All right? It's a Japanese thing to do because we still have remnants of the Omicron. We still got a lot of people getting sick. So everybody here is wearing it. They know that when Westerners come, because they don't like to wear the masks, it's going to clash with, in Japan, do as the Japanese. In Rome, do as the Romans. I can see why they wouldn't want to open it. It just makes people nervous. When you see somebody without a mask in a crowded space on public transportation, for example, it just makes Japanese nervous. Just some people that are immunocompromised and just don't want to get sick. And you're right to not wear a mask. People, okay, you got that right in your country, but when you come to Japan, it's different. And there's just so much of a battle against it. I'm sure that maybe one of the things that they're thinking about. Non-Japanese don't adhere to Japanese customs or laws that makes them feel uncomfortable. But as a guest, Japanese usually don't say anything. And I'm panning around from a distance. I haven't seen anybody not wearing a mask on the street outside. There's a different culture. But we've never had a mask mandate. There's never been a thing that said you must wear a mask. Public transportation, they have signs everywhere. People will just guilt you into doing it, because you'll be stared at and you get hot, you can feel it, so you do it. But, yeah. How big is your family, John? It's pretty big. Maybe this family, 283,000 big, maybe. Just the way people think. Just a different thinking. You don't have to agree with it, but if you did come to Japan, you might want to bring some masks or face coverings and just kind of do what the people do, especially in the beginning. Make them feel comfortable. You don't want to be one of them. There's one guy who doesn't have a mask on. Not to target him, but he does look like a tourist. He's got suitcases, so I don't know. There you go. I will typically not wear it when there's nobody around, because scientifically there's almost no risk at all to get sick or to make somebody sick if I'm not talking in front of somebody if I were to be sick, which I'm not, because I just was tested yesterday. So, not there. You know what I mean? If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I really appreciate it and always love to hear from you. But yeah, Japan's on sale. And I hope that these exchange rates can stick around a little bit longer, and I hope I can make some US dollars. Thank you for the super chats. Those are US dollars, even though YouTube might take a little bit of a cut. It's very much appreciated. Yeah, Tim, you must conform. You know what? You don't have to conform. I think as a guest to Japan, people are pretty respectful of your feelings, but in a pandemic, and people still feel like this is very much a pandemic, it's a different type of thing. There's another business than walking across the street with a mask on. Despite it being outside, despite what science might tell you, people just feel more comfortable. People want to feel zero risk, right? And that's what Japan is. Zero risk place. It might be one of the safest places in the world for a lot of stuff. Thank you, Douglas. Don't take a chance. All right, everybody, have a good day, have a good night. I'll be doing another Q&A. If you're a Patreon supporter, I'm going to be doing Q&A next couple of days as we end the month. Don't forget, last couple of days to get this postcard club. I will send it with a nice cool stamp right today if you order it on Patreon. I got some trips going to Hokkaido. Tonight, I'm dropping that monkey video on the main edited channel, and then there's a East Hokkaido video a week after that. There's going to be another main channel episode drop. See everybody, have a good day. Watch the Shinkansen. It's a lot more attractive.